Today I'm dressed for business, and tomorrow Arsenal are going to stand on business and beat Real Madrid. And I truly believe we can do it. I'm not saying it for the sake of it. If you put a gun to my head, would I say the same thing? Perhaps a different story. But for the first leg at least, I truly believe we can win. When it comes to Madrid, it feels like there's an inferiority complex where we're almost told that, it's the mighty Madrid, ominous, most Champions Leagues. They've won it. They won it last year, actually. Christ. Bellingham, Rodrigo, Vinny, all these names, which is entirely valid, and that's no disrespect towards them. But at some point, we have to rise to the occasion. This is what this project has been brimming for the last 3.5 years, essentially. Because I'm not counting. I mean, projects. You're talking about 2020 as a project, really. When we're finishing, not finishing, but when we're flirting with 14th, when really struggling as a side, I'm not incorporating those years. Those were survival years, to put it simply. It was just survive as an Arsenal fan and testing our mental strength. But in the years where we've actually been competing, this is the biggest game of the whole lot, really. Other than maybe when we went head to head against City, and if we'd won it, we would have won the title. And even then, we were premature. We all knew we weren't winning that game, if we call a spade a spade. Whereas this one, are we where we need to be in our project? Have we made the signings we need to make? 100% not. But do we have a genuine opportunity? 100% yes. Tchouameni is out. Carvajal is out. Courtois is coming back from injury. Valverde is playing right back. They have other injuries as well. Ceballos is injured. So this is an opportunity. And yes, Havertz is out. Gabriel is out. Calafiori's missed half the season. Tomiyasu doesn't exist. Zinchenko's been out. Jesus did his ACL. We have been inherently unlucky. But we have a squad at our disposal that should be able to go into a game tomorrow and not be phased, not say the lights are too bright, and be able to put in a performance that we can all be proud of. And that comes irrespective of the result. If we absolutely dominate, and having possession does not mean domination, Arsenal are going to have the ball tomorrow. I'm almost certain of that. But possession does not mean domination. What are you doing with the possession? I think we will dominate possession, but will we dominate the game? I don't know, because the game comes down to moments at the end of the day. That's why I feel like someone like Trossard is so important, because when it comes to these knockout games where things are tight and bums get clenched, Trossard is able to produce clutch moments. PSV last year he produced. Bayern he produced. Saka, you know what you're getting from him, but this is Saka's first start in, 4 months? So the pressure's off, really, and maybe that'll help him play freely. He's going to be up against Fran Garcia, which he should be like, see my man, like this should be Saka. If Saka was fit, I'd be licking my lips at the opportunity. Pause. But obviously he's not. He's coming back from a layoff of literally 4 months, and it showed in that second half against Everton. Things weren't quite clicking, to put it simply. And speaking of the Everton game, I don't want Kiwi on MLS on the same side together. I'm sorry. I saw it against Liverpool when Salah scored. And to be fair, MLS was blown by that point, but it comes from that side. The vulnerability is that side. Obviously, Rodrigo is the relatively weaker point of their attack. But Rodrigo is a killer. Make no mistake about it, and he will punish us. So one of them can't start. I'm so sorry. One of them can't start. I don't know if that means Timber centre back and putting White in, because both of them are not really 100% fit, but we literally just have to put together what we have. If you want MLS to play, I'm slightly worried about the defensive vulnerability, because in possession he's so great, but out of it, I'm not 100% moved yet. I saw someone say Tierney today, and I never even considered him as an option. But he is actually an option to play, and I actually wouldn't be mad at it, because this is knockout football. You really can't afford errors. And that is a calm head. Maybe not in possession, because he's not the most composed guy ever, but that's a calm head. That's a senior man. It's Tierney, a senior man. I'll give him that badge of honor. And Marino in midfield actually played well. I said Marino doesn't move the needle, and I still stand by that. But he did put in a good performance against Everton. And as I say, I want Trossard to start. And Martinelli absolutely has to start, because I need him to pin back Valverde so that Madrid can't restrict us in possession. They can't send another midfielder up and have that. Valverde is just an auxiliary player, and he could play anywhere. If you were to pick one player to fill out a full 11, you're picking Federico Valverde. He's immense, and I want to keep him out of the game as much as possible. So Martinelli should stay high and not wide, because he's an inside forward, but you get what I mean. He needs to stay up there, which will keep Valverde earnest, or stretch the defense, gaps in the middle that Trossard, Odegaard, and Saka can capitalize on. So it's one of those games where I actually don't know what the lineup will be, which is a rare case for Arsenal. It's usually fairly predictable, but at the moment, there is a world when Ranieri starts. I don't see it happening, because I think Saka, you can't bench our best player in the Emirates. Sorry, Alexis Sanchez. Our best current player, you just can't. If he's 70% fit, you just have to play him, because if there's a chance and you pick who do you want it to fall to, I can live with the result when it's Saka. Literally, whatever happens, happens. There are some donkeys in that team that if it falls to, my head will be on Jupiter. But with Saka, I can almost live with the result, because if anyone has credit in the bank, it's Bukayo Saka. So if whatever happens, we can live with the result. Um, but we have to be wary of the counter threat. We absolutely have to. We saw what happened against Newcastle, where we're chasing the game from 2-0 down away from home, which is, again, a situation we cannot afford to get into. But we saw what happened. Isak pins Saliba, awesome touches, and they counter us in devastating fashion. Madrid will do that. Vinny, Mbappe, Rodrigo is one of the fastest front threes in football. Maybe next to PSG's with Desiree Doué, Bakola, Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, whichever three you want to put. They are rapid and they are clinical. They will kill us if we give them the chance. So we have to be very wary of that counter threat. But that's what we have Saliba and Rice for, to deal with those situations. And I'm not saying go full balls to the wall and just attack, because that's irresponsible. But as I said, I do think we'll have more of the ball. But it's what will we do with it? Side to side is not going to move anybody. So how much risk are we going to take? How incisive can we be? And who's going to rise to the occasion? These games, it's all about who rises to the occasion. Bellingham, Vinny, Mbappe, these guys will rise to the occasion. Can our boys rise to the occasion? This is, this is what movies are made of. This is where legends are made. We'll remember Henri. Those of us that weren't, what's the word, sentient. Like, I was 3 when Henri did that, and I've seen it. The jogs to the corner flag, putting his hand up when he's won it. Like, it's history in the making. It has the potential to be history in the making. And I believe they can make history because we are not expected to win this tie. I don't care what Opta says, etc. Ask the average person and they will say Madrid are going to win this tie. We've been disrespected in that regard. And I wouldn't even say disrespected because whose respect have we earned realistically? And again, we haven't won a trophy for 5 years. And the trophy won was the FA Cup. This project was not built to win FA Cups. We won FA Cups when we were actually terrible. Our years of contending, we have nothing to show for it. So there should be an innate hunger, an innate dog, an innate almost desperation, a fight that the players should have. We should not have to lift them up tomorrow. The crowd's going to be on fire, no doubt about that. If I was in London, I'd have paid anything to go to this game. But the crowd's going to be on fire. It should be goal in the first 20 minutes, intensity, make them regret ever coming. Because if you give Madrid a foothold, you will pay for it because their quality is tangible. They are Real Madrid for a reason. They have won this many Champions Leagues for a reason. They do have judge, they have heritage, all of the above. But I do believe we can win. And if I didn't, I wouldn't watch the game. If I didn't, I wouldn't be a fan. So call it naive, call it whatever you want. I am quietly confident and I can live with whatever outcome. There is a world where we lose tomorrow and that's okay. We can go away to Bernabeu and get a result. Stranger things have happened. It sounds ridiculous, but Chelsea went and did it before. I'm pretty sure they lost on away goals or by a disallowed Marcos Alonso goal. Like these things, it's such fine lines. And I believe we have the quality. We don't have as much quality as we should, which is why Arsenal fans are so frustrated. But we've spoken about that already. But we have enough quality to leave an imprint. It's just who's going to deliver it. Because it's not like we're the best team ever, but with the sum of parts, there is enough where it's like we can do it. And it's not going to be an utterly fluent game where we're just creating chances for fun. This is Real Madrid. But Courtois is coming back from injury to play. And he is the best cup keeper in the world. So if you don't take if we're not on it, we will not score. Like, we literally will not score. So we have to be ready. And individuals have to take pride in it. I don't know who Arteta's going to trust. He could trust Kyrgios, considering he played well at the weekend. But I really don't want Kyrgios on MLS at the same time. They just don't strike me with that much confidence. Bless them. But if they do play, full support to the boys. You have to back whoever's on the pitch. And no matter what happens, I'm going to be proud. Actually, that's a lie. If we lose 3-0, I'm not going to be proud because stand up, be a man. But on a whole, I'll be proud because I don't think that's going to happen. And I just want to see good performances. I want to see people stand up to be counted. Let me have pride and say, yes, you played your heart out. You played well. There's too many games where it's like, bro, where were you? You have been hiding. That's a lot of people's gripes with our captain this year. There are not enough games where you see his imprint. Tomorrow has to be one of them. This is against his old team. Bought him as a wonder kid and essentially threw him away. A new generation has come through where Dani Ceballos, who is actually an Arsenal reject, essentially, is playing for Madrid. But Odegaard is our captain. And it's funny how life works because Ceballos was amazing. Then he became spinning top and started actively trying to sell. Now he's bossing games for Madrid and he's not playing, unfortunately, tomorrow. But this is a game where Odegaard, this is a legacy game as far as I'm concerned. Captain, what can you do? Saka's had his game against Bayern. Saka's given us quarterfinal goal before. Odegaard, what can you do for me? He's the one I put the pressure on because he's going to start. I'm not sure who's going to start between Marino, Partey, Trossard, the others. Odegaard's going to be there. Rice is going to be there. And Rice as well, to see his standing, is this the best DM in the world? He had a claim before. Does he now? I think Rice has been very good, and his role is sometimes understated. His ball progression is elite. He's just not an elite ball progressor as a passer. There are multiple ways to progress the ball. Same way Bruno progresses it with passing but can't dribble. Rice is the inverse. If you could blend those two into one player, you'd have the best midfielder of all time. But unfortunately, football doesn't work like that. But yeah, to wrap up, I am quietly confident, almost naively optimistic. But I feel like we have to be. If what is football if we can't gaslight ourselves into believing? That's what we do this for. So come on, you Gunners. I did that in one take, so you can tell this is a later edition. But I'd be so much more confident if Gabriel was there, because that is El Monstro. That is the rock at the back. He allows us to pin teams high because you have that solid back line backing it up. But unfortunately, he's not. And perhaps Timber would do the best job at filling those massive shoes. Perhaps it's Ben White centre back. I honestly don't know what the solution is, but it can't be Kiwior and MLS. That's my only conclusion. It really can't be. I just don't have that much confidence in that pairing. Ben White and Saka have synergy on that right side. Saka, White, Odegaard is a proven pattern that works. So perhaps the solution is to play White there, but White versus Vinny could get bloody. There's no perfect answer, but perhaps the solution is to play White there and Timber centre back. I truly don't know what he's going to do. But we obviously have to live with whatever he does do. And there's going to be complaints of, oh, he should have done this no matter what happens. If he plays Marino strikers, oh, he should have played Trossard. If he plays Trossard, it doesn't work, he should have played Marino. It is what it is. Like, we can't just keep going back and forth. But yeah, I almost said Real Madrid. Good Lord. Come on, you Gunners.